Gurubhyo Namaga students. This is Mrs. Sri Vidya from Pon Vidyashram. Hope you would have understood the previous sessions. Now, once again, let us recap the same chapter. So, what do you mean by heterotrophs? Animals which depend upon plants directly or indirectly is called as heterotrophs. And what do you mean by holozoic nutrition? Animals which take in solid rich food such as fruits, vegetables, etc. is called as holozoic nutrition. What are the 5 steps that is involved in holozoic nutrition? Ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. All these 5 steps are carried out in both unicellular organism and multicellular organism. In unicellular organism, we read about amoeba in detail. Now, let us recollect for human beings. So, what do you mean by ingestion? Taking in food is called as ingestion. What do you mean by digestion? It is a second life process which converts the complex carbohydrate starch into simpler form. What do you mean by absorption? The food is absorbed by the blood vessels is called as absorption. Assimilation. The food is stored in the cells in order to obtain energy is called as assimilation. Removal of waste from a body is called as egestion. All these we had discussed, and also I had recollected the same points in the previous sessions. So we had read about the human digestion as holozoic. We have a long tube that is running from our mouth to the anus, that's called as alimentary canal or digestive tract. So what are the organs that is involved in our human digestive system is digestion in the mouth, stomach and small intestine, assimilation, egestion. Digestion in small intestine we call it as absorption. Digestion starts from our mouth. The food we take in goes through our mouth, chewed with the saliva. The saliva is secreted by salivary gland. So this saliva secretes an enzyme called as salivary amylase. What is the function of salivary amylase? Which converts the starch-rich food into simpler form. And we had read about the teeth also, milk teeth, permanent teeth, and also about the types of teeth we read, that is incisors, canines, molars, premolars, and we had read about its functions also, and we had recollected about tooth decay and also the terms which I had told you in the previous sessions. Digestion in the stomach. Food slides down the pharynx into food pipe. The other name of food pipe is called as esophagus. Peristalsis, pushing down of food by the contraction and expansion of muscles in a wave-like motion is called peristalsis. Stomach is a J-shaped bag or flattened U-shaped structure made up of muscles which hold 2 liters of food at a time. Food stays in the stomach from a few minutes to a few hours depending upon the type of food eaten. It secretes mucus. It is the outer lining of stomach. HCl. What is the function of HCl? Kills bacteria that enter along with food and help in digestion of food, and digestive juices is also secreted in the stomach. Stomach muscles squeeze and mix the food with digestive juices. These juices break down proteins into amino acid. Food gets partially digested here. Complete digestion is not over in the stomach. Food goes to small intestine where most of the digestion takes place. Small intestine is a highly coiled structure which measures 7.5 meters long. It is located just below the stomach. What are the glands that is present in the small intestine? Liver, pancreas. Liver is the largest gland in our body. What is the color of the liver? Reddish brown in color, which we discussed in the previous sessions. Liver secretes the bile juice. Where the bile juice is stored, it is stored in the gallbladder. The muscles in the small intestine mix food with more digestive juices. Liver secretes bile juice stored in gallbladder. The function of bile juice is to convert the fat-rich food into fatty acids and glycerol. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice which converts carbohydrates, proteins and fats into simpler form. So in the small intestine we have small finger-like outgrowths, millions of finger-like outgrowths called villi. So what is the function of villi? The villi increases the surface area for the absorption of food. So the absorption of food takes place in small intestine. So the absorption of food occurs in villi. It increases the surface area of the food. Each villi has a network of fine blood capillaries close to the surface. Assimilation. The incorporation of absorbed nutrients into the cell components is called assimilation. Food absorbed to the blood, transported to different parts of our body, which is used to provide energy and materials for growth and repair of body tissues. Glucose present in the cells in the presence of oxygen. It releases carbon dioxide, water and energy. Proteins are made up of amino acids. So it helps in building and repairing of body parts as we read in our classics. Fatty acids and glycerol are present under the skin which acts as a energy reservoirs. So the absorbed nutrients are taken to all the cells of the body by the blood. Energy from the food is produced in the cells. Now the complete digestion is completed in small intestine. Now the undigested food goes to the large intestine. The large intestine is wider and shorter than the small intestine. It is about 1.5 meters in length. What is the function of large intestine? Its function is to absorb water and some salts from the undigested food material. The remaining waste passes into the rectum and remains there as semi-solid feces. Feces is the solid waste is called as feces. The fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time. This is called egestion. The removal of waste material from our body is called as egestion. So let us discuss once again what we read in the previous sessions. We can recollect this diagram and also this intracellular digestion. Intracellular digestion takes place in the cytoplasm of an organism. This type of nutrition is absorbed in unicellular organism, amoeba and paramecium. The digestion that occurs inside the cell is called as intracellular digestion. In unicellular organism, all the 5 steps of holozoic nutrition is performed within the same cell. So it is called as intracellular digestion. The digestion that takes place outside the cell is called as extracellular digestion. So in this type of digestion, it takes place outside the cell. It takes place either in the lumen of the digestive system or the gastric cavity or other digestive organs or even outside the body. It is found in annelids, that is earthworm comes under the category of annelids, arthropods, cockroach comes under this arthropods and vertebrates. What do you mean by vertebrates? Animals which have or which possess backbone or vertebral column. It is called as vertebrates. Let's again recap what is digestion. The removal of waste materials from the body is called as digestion. The fecal matter is removed through anus from time to time. The waste food left after digestion is also called as feces. Hence the process digestion. We call it as. So the undigested material is not formed in body cell and has ever been absorbed into the cell. Undigested material is not a product of metabolic process. So again, the digestion is a removal of undigested material from the alimentary canal, that is through the anus. So the all these undigested food goes to the large intestine in order to remove through the anus. Now let's discuss about the ruminant digestive system. It's very common to see grass-eating animals like cows, goats chewing leisurely continuously even when they are not eating. So the grass-eating animals such as cow, buffaloes, horse, etc. swallow half-chewed grass quickly and stored it in the part of their stomach called rumen. In the ruminant, there are four chambers: rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. Now let us see what do you mean by rumination. A plant-eating animal that brings back swallowed food into the mouth to chew it again is called a ruminant, and the process is called rumination. This habit of ruminants makes their digestive system different from us, and thus the need to study them separately. Ingestion. The food is ingested with the help of the tongue and chewed. Ruminants have sharp incisors and large molars to bite and chew grass. They also have powerful jaw muscles. Digestion. After being chewed once, the food passes down 2 to 3 feet long to esophagus. The esophagus leads into the stomach. The stomach of the ruminant has four chambers: rumen, reticulum, omasum, abomasum. Rumen is the largest chamber where it stores a large quantity of food which breaks down the carbohydrate called cellulose found in hay and grass. And the food is partially digested here, and that is now called cud. The cud is then brought back to the mouth, re-chewed and re-swallowed in a process called cud chewing animal. The rumen has billions of bacteria and protozoa which break down the carbohydrate called cellulose found in hay and grass. Reticulum. It helps in moving the swallowed food back into the mouth for thorough chewing. The reticulum opens in the omasum. The omasum is the smallest chamber. It absorbs excess water. Abomasum. The walls of the abomasum secretes digestive juices. It also have a large sac-like structure called cecum between the small intestine and large intestine. Cellulose of the grass is digested here by the action of cellulose digesting bacteria, and which is not present in humans. It is due to this that humans cannot digest grass because they do not have cellulose digesting bacteria. Now let us discuss with the digestive disorders. You might have experienced to pass watery stool frequently. That is known as diarrhea. It is caused by an infection, food poisoning, or indigestion. It's very common in India, particularly among children. Under severe condition, it can be fatal. That is very serious. This is because of the excessive loss of water and salts from our body. Diarrhea should not be neglected. Even before a doctor is consulted, the patient should be given plenty of boiled and cooled water with a pinch of salt and sugar dissolved in it. So, and this is called as ORS, oral rehydration solution. Nowadays, we can give as a glucose, or we can give it as an electrolyte powder is available, so that easily we can mix it with water and give it to the patients. And also we can give it as a ORS solutions itself available as a sachets in a shop. Now it's the quiz time. Where is water from undigested food absorbed in the body? Where is digested food absorbed in the body? Question number 3. Name the type of teeth which are four: chewing and grinding food, tearing and tearing food, biting and cutting food. Then question number 4. Name the parts of amoeba which help it in moving and capturing food. Then state whether the following statements are true or false. The tongue helps in mixing saliva with food. Digestion of starch starts in stomach. Amino acids provide energy to our body. The blood takes digested food to all the cells of the body. All these you are supposed to justify the statement and then write the correct statement in your assignment notebook so that the chapter will be thorough for you. And what are the steps involved in Holozoic nutrition? Ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, egestion. What do you mean by assimilation? The conversion of absorbed food in complex substance such as proteins and vitamins required by body is called assimilation. So once again you recollect each and every time all these things. And also today that ruminant digestive system diagram is so important. I request all these students to make a note of it. Hope you would have enjoyed with all these sessions in this chapter. So once again I request the students to view the video patiently and note down all the terms